going to give me something to eat, so y'all just gonna have to take a little trip with me. And when I get to the window, y'all gonna have to wait till I order. I mean, that's just what it's gonna be. But I want to talk about something today. I was watching Paternity Court. Don't ask me why. I was just watching it, and I don't even know how I ended up watching it, but I did. And the more I watched it, the more interesting it became. The more I watched it, the madder I got because fathers we get a bad rap. Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that, but I ain't mean to put my finger in the camera. But fathers, we get a bad rap. You know, I was just on this show watching it, just looking at like the amount of disrespect we as fathers get. I ain't mean to be rude, people. Uh, just all around. You get what I'm saying? It's like you always hear these stereotypes of men being called deadbeats. We be called no good. We be called absent fathers. We get called all of these names. We get all of these labels. But the more I sat and watched Paternity Court, I was like, there's some horrible women in this world. Because you have these women with kids who don't live their whole life not knowing who their fathers are. That ain't the problem, though. The problem is the women create these stories and narratives about men. A lot of times the men be innocent, well, not innocent, but they shouldn't be getting that name calling. They shouldn't be getting those labels because a lot of times the woman be lying and it don't even be the man kids. Like it's a lot of cases out there where these went. Look at Maury. You know, like Maury. It never clicked to me like this paternity court show because Maury, you know, it's like the shock factor for me. But paternity court, like you in the actual courthouse, and you got people in here on trial, you know, and a lot of times during these segments, the kids be mad at these men because of something their mama done told them, because something the story their mama done fed them their whole life. They be mad at these men, and it don't even be their daddy. It don't even be their father. But you know what I'm saying? They make it seem wrong when the man say, you know, I want a DNA test. Now some men do just try to get out of it because they don't want to pay child support or whatever. Them not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about these men who done a lot of cases taken this child as their own, raised them as their own, only to find out that it's not their child. Now should they have got a blood test? Yeah, but it look bad for a man when you go somewhere and say, I want a DNA test first. It look bad on a man for saying that. Y'all look at us like, you know, we wrong for saying, I want a DNA test to make sure this is my child. But when a woman could go along her whole life or the child's whole life telling this child a lie, and it don't be true. It be somebody else's child. One of the cases I was watching, this lady was grown. This lady had to be at least, I'll say early 40s, at least early 40s. And her mom had been telling her that this certain guy was her dad, but she said this other guy could also be this lady's dad. So they had both of them in court. Both of them in court. And the guy who was the possible, he ended up not being the lady's father. But the guy who she mainly said was the father, he wasn't the father either. He was not the father either. Then she said she knew who the father was. It was the man cousin or brother or something. I forgot. But you just sleeping with everybody and you blaming it on this man. You taking your kid through this mental anguish for her whole life. This lady 40 something and you don't know who the dad is. But when a man say I want a blood test, Oh, he wrong for that. How I'm wrong for that? If you sit up here and lie to somebody for their whole life, that's a horrible person, man. I was looking at one another episode where this girl had got lost. Her mother gave up. She got lost in the system some type of way, and the guy who was supposed to be her father was kind of trying to reach out to her, but the foster mom, she really kind of kept that away from the daughter. But in court, she was giving this guy attitude, like straight attitude. She was like, "Well, why didn't you look for me?" He was like, "I was trying." Found out it wasn't even his daughter, and she still had an attitude towards that guy. I do know that this kids suffer. The kids are the victim, but a lot of times it's stuff that these women be putting in these children's head, man. I don't bite my tongue on that. A lot of times it's the narrative that the moms paint in these children's head. That's just what it is. And I can't get with that. I just can't get with it. Like, I don't think that's fair at all. But overall, the man gets the worst blame. The man get put down the most. And I see in all these cases, when these women be in court with these children, and the children being disrespectful to the father, whether or not is his child or not, they being disrespectful. When it come down and find out that the mama been lying, she gets nothing. She gets nothing. Nothing at all. No kind of discrimination, none of that. But let the father do that. He gonna be wrong. He wrong for that. And I even think about the court system. And look, talking about the birth certificate, I didn't even know, like, if you sign the birth certificate, a lot of times, if you even if you get a DNA test and and you find out that that child is not yours, in some states they won't let you move it off. No, you the father, you signed it. You signed this, so this is your child legally. Might not be biologically, but legally it's yours. I say that to say, man, you better be careful where you laying at. Be careful. Be careful. Like, I don't even know, man. It's like, how to, as a woman, and I think about it like this. People always say a woman can be sexually free. She can be free to express her sexuality. You can, but these are the consequences. Lives. See, I think a lot of times, a lot of women be selfish when they doing that. But like I told you, I gotta order me some food. I ain't never ate at this place before. Hold on. Ain't gonna tell you where I'm at. You probably. Yeah, I like to get a the number 10. Do you have that spicy? Okay, do it come up. Just what come on it? Yeah. Oh, just let me get the number 4. I mean, no, I'll take that. I'll try. I'll try. Okay. Hey, I don't want no bacon. Yeah, I'll try. I'll go for that. Correct. I guess fries. Medium. You got no Sprite. You have Sierra Mist. No ice. Thank you. All right. She need to quit calling me honey. Don't be calling me honey. Hold on. I gotta order my food, man. Just chill. I ain't never ate at this place before, ever. But this is my last resort. So sorry, y'all gotta go through all this. But take a journey with me. If it feels me, we'll get back to the conversation. What we were talking about. I'm at Bojangles. I'll just tell you. I'm at Bojangles. How long y'all been recording? Oh, that's pretty good. 9:56, baby. There you go. I can tap it? Yep. Actually works faster that way. Okay. Hold it to it. Chill. Gotta get condiments. I don't really supposed to be eating this, but lunch was kind of out the window. I had other stuff to do today, so it is what it is. It's a big old drink. This is not an advertisement. I just showing you guys because you're so patiently waiting with me. Excuse me. To keep them sanitizer wipes. But what I was talking about being a woman being sexually free. Yeah, you're free to express your sexuality. But I tell you this, when you bring these children in this world and you don't know who their daddy is, what you gonna tell them? And I wonder what ketchup, mayo, mustard. Sorry. And I wonder what these conversations be when these kids get back home. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't took and it's gonna be hard to kind of go against your mom because she don't raise you your whole life and she don't framed you a certain way. So a lot of times you ain't gonna be able to see what your mama done did wrong. A lot of times we don't want to see it. But I tell you this, you can't be mad at that man. You can be because he did possibly take part. But if he ain't your daddy, then you can't be mad at him. But I don't see how these women, you know what I'm saying, just go around leading their children, let these children, thank you, you too, letting these children live a life that's a lie. And you still carrying on with your lie. Because a lot of times they be like, oh, it ain't no other possibility. He got to be the father. He got to be the father. There's no other possibility. And then when it turn out that they lying, I know who the father is. Still lying. No, you don't. You was a floozy as a youngster. Yes, you was. And that's the difference between when a man is promiscuous and a woman is promiscuous. Man could go lay down with anything. He ain't gonna get pregnant. That woman, oh, she gonna get pregnant, possibly. And then when she get pregnant, she gotta deal with that. But if you around just laying with anybody, not caring about it, you don't know how this guy is. You don't know how this woman is. But I just hate the fact that when a man have all of these labels on him, but these women can raise children their whole life, lying to them, and they get no type of negative connotation with it. They get nothing, man. And then it be like they be done slept with multiple people in the same family. You get what I'm saying? So these children be thinking the whole time, this is my daddy, but then it turned out, no, his brother is your daddy. Think about that. Just think about that for a minute. Let it process. And it made me mad. And then I think about how like the court system is so pro woman. I understand it. I understand it because the mother birthed the child. I do understand that. But the court system for a man, in order for the court system to work for the man got to pay for it. That's it. I saw a sign on a post on Facebook that said something. People people tell fathers to fight harder to get their children, and it said, why should fathers have to fight in the first place? Yeah, I understand that. Why do we got to fight in the first place? You know, I mean, when you step in that court as a man, a lot of times, all of those eyes they working against you. And that's why it was another judge show. A matter of fact, I think it's called Child Support Court or something like that, where it's this lady out in Texas. But I don't really care for her too much because it was a case on there where a guy and this lady had a one night stand. He ended up getting her pregnant. Now he wasn't there for like the first 9 months of her life, but he was like, I'm gonna take care of this child. But the man was in a bad situation because I guess he didn't make a lot of money, and he said that he have to have a roommate. Now he was wrong. Yes, he was wrong. He should have thought about what he was doing before he did it. But the man don't make no money, and he did step in and start paying for child care, and I guess helping out wherever he could. He was wrong. If you couldn't support her, you shouldn't have did it. But when he went to the child support court, the judge raised the man child support, made him pay more than what he was already paying. The man was like, "Well, how? You're gonna raise it?" He said, "I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. I've been trying to be present in my child's life." And she was like, "Well, you're gonna have to do more." The man, this is what I thought about. I thought about the best interest of the child, right? If it's for the best interest of the child, if you're paying that support, right? The man just said he couldn't. He had to have a roommate in order to have a place to stay. So what's going to happen when that child have to come stay with that father? This person's gonna got a roommate. Ain't necessarily got to respect you and your child. I just thought like stuff like that was kind of weird because you saying you care for the best of the child, but what's going to happen when this child spends time with his father and they got a whole nother roommate in there? Whether it was a man or a woman, I don't know. But the way the man talking was like he couldn't make no money. You know what I'm saying? But I just think about stuff like that. Like you could walk in court, bro, get them your pay stub, and they're gonna take almost. You ain't gonna be able to survive. You're not gonna be able to survive, and it could just be you could be taking care of your child. You could be providing for your child, doing what you're supposed to do. All a woman got to do is get mad and put you on child support. And the court's going to believe that woman over you almost every time. I'm going to tell you another slick way they do it. They'll go apply for assistance, like food stamps or something. Guess what's going to happen to you? That court going to come after you for child support. It's the stuff that women could do. And guess what? The woman to tell you, you ain't seeing your child. I'm gonna keep you. You ain't seeing my child. No, that's our child. Yes, you birthed the child, but really, without me, you wouldn't have been able to birth the child. Cause I give the life. You incubate it and bring it out. But it's stuff like that, man. Like I love women. I love but it's some evil women. You gotta be an evil person to take a child and keep that child away from the father. You gotta be an evil, nasty person to lie to a child his whole life saying that this person is their father and is not their father. You gotta be horrible. Evil. That's evil. And then you like, you know, when men leave, leave women, women get mad and then they use the child against them. You can't do that. You can't do that. You might not talk about me to my child. You might not talk bad about me, but you sure enough, a lot of times kids see what you do, it ain't what you say, it's what you do. And the way you treat that father, kids might not see something, but they might pick up on certain things. You get what I'm saying? And then that creates that disconnect from that child to that father. So these women know what they be doing. They know it, but I don't like it. And I was watching this show, and I was just thinking about like how the father gets the bad rap, but you don't hear nothing when these women lie to these children and they bring them up under a lie. They live their whole life under this lie, and they not looked at as horrible or bad. You are. That's nasty. That's nasty. And then you break any bonds that child may have towards the Father. This getting looked at in a negative light, all because of you. What can I say? Do stuff like that, you don't understand it. But I will say this, man. What men watch who you lay with, women watch who you lay with. And it ain't always women, but today it is. That's who I'm addressing today. Those nasty women. I don't even want to call them women who do stuff like that, man. Cause you breed negative people. You breed negative energy into the world. You doing that with your lives. But that's all I gotta say about it, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Drop me something in the comment section. Until the next time.